Adelaide with a big clash between North Adelaide and Sturt. Andrew Jarman and Carl Delina already exchanging pleasantries as Big Reynolds wins that tap. Burton overran the ball. The ball kicked forward by Moskeny. And the mark's been taken by Scottfield. And Mark Aston, fill us in why he's on the ground.
Well, unfortunately, Wilmot had a very quick operation last night. At 11 o'clock, it was an appendix, so he's had his appendix out. Richter's taken his place in the 20. Obviously, Richter is on the bench and Scotty Field on. And
he has an opportunity to kick the first score, and he's kicked the goal, so that's bad luck for Ian Wilmot getting appendicitis, but gee, this man Scott Field, he's too good to be on the bench, and he's kicked the opening score here. Sturt 1 goal, North yet to score. We've had 42 seconds.
It was a very quick goal to the Sturt side there, opening the game here, and Scott Field, perhaps a little fortunate to find himself on the ground, but certainly there and doing his job, and I think that gives an indication of the depth of talent out at Sturt at the moment if Scott Field was considered on the interchange bench initially.
Well, a crucial game for North Adelaide. They just hang into the 5 at the moment. Sturt in the 5. They've won 8 of their last 9. Sturt, they got beaten by Norwood 4 weeks ago, and they go forward again, and the free kick goes to North Adelaide, and it'll go to John Riley. And I guess this is a very important match for both sides, but particularly for North Adelaide, who are desperate to stay in the 5. So too is Sturt, but their form has been a little better than North Adelaide's as Scott Field goes short, and he goes for the pass, and Kitschke's taken the mark.
Well, North Sturt side is certainly pushing that ball forward from the centre bounce as Scott Field involved again after getting the handball from Delina, and Big Kitschke found himself with 20 metres to spare.
A big Damien Kitschke, who has a big job today, with Wilmot out on a 45-degree angle. Chance to put his side 2 clear goals in front. The kick on its way. It looks pretty good from here. Oh, it's a goal. What a great start to Sturt.
Well, it certainly is, Mark, and they're a side that is currently full of confidence. They are the trendsetters in the SANFL competition, and deservedly so, because they're a good, young, talented side, but they're forcing that ball out of the centre and doing it very well. That time the handball from Delina onto Field, who found Damien Kitschke for his first, was good.
And John, we just had a picture of the crowd here. It's absolutely magnificent at Adelaide Oval, and to look at the crowd in front of that scoreboard, it brings you back to the heady days in the 60s when Jack Odie had Sturt as a force. And this oval certainly has a lot of character and tradition about it, and even more so when Sturt are playing here. The ball comes to ground. Andrew Jarman in there couldn't take it. Working hard is David I. The umpires officiating today, David Elliott and David Schultz, will put ball to ground once more. Strong work, Redden. He grabbed that and threw it away to Sims. The umpire was unsighted then.
What an enormous competition that's going to be today. Redden versus Reynolds in that ruck, and well, let's face it, it's very important to get first hand of that ball, and these two are going to have a titanic struggle.
Well, there's about 16 players around that centre bounce there. Eventually taken by Sims. He gets a kick away, and it's picked up nicely by Kupsk. He gets it out to Darren Jarman. He drives in long. Here's a chance for Roberts, or Wellesby with the spoil. Wellesby picks up the crumb. Tried to handball. It was smothered. Heinrich in there. Stolen by Robbie Popplestone. Feeds it off with the left hand. Back to Darryl Smith, and he has David I loose, and see, they're pretty good under pressure. Oh, play on the goal, and he's been forced over the boundary line, and it's holding the ball.
Oh, well, that's an interesting one, isn't it, Kim?
Well, he was over the line.
Yeah, well, the player, I had a player to kick it to him, was trying to play on quickly, I think, and paid for it.
Well, Bennett centres the ball now. Roberts is his target, but there's a strong mark, and that's Bruce Lennon. He is 17 years of age, and that's a magnificent effort for a youngster.
So Lennon clears to the outer side of the ground. Good-looking kick too. Whistle goes, and a free kick going to Burton of North Adelaide, the speedster. Burton, unusual kicking style, a long one. From behind as Wellesby couldn't take the mark, and the whistle's gone again, and this time, well, the crowd don't like it, but it'll go to Sturt. And I say the crowd don't like it, I'm sure that the majority of the crowd would be behind Sturt.
And the majority of the crowd are still outside, Mark. I arrived fairly late, and there was absolutely streams of people lining up to get into this ground. As the ball comes down to David I, his handball is a high one out to Peter Reid. He uses the left boot to push that ball out to Moskeny. He got in there too quick for John Riley and applies the tackle. That was good pressure, and he's been rewarded with a free kick. Moskeny can certainly do some brilliant things on a football field. Tends to run a little hot and cold, though. It'll be the captain in Whittlesea to drive that in long. It's a mammoth kick. The ball comes to ground. It's picked up by Scotty Russell. Put your glasses down. He's banged through their third one. He was a sensation last week, and he started off pretty well today. The Double Blues, 3 straight goals. North, well, a little shell shock here. They're yet to score. We've had 5 minutes.
Well, they certainly are as Scott Russell jogs all the way back to his centre wing, but what a fine young player he is amongst a batch of fine young players that Sturt have got. They move the ball quickly from defence down to Whittlesea, the captain on centre wing. He banged it in long, and that's been a hallmark of their game. Scott Russell in the perfect position for the offhands, breakaway with pace. His first goal, well done to Sturt.
Didn't he run away from Peter Simmons? So it's back in the centre, Delina and Andrew Jarman. That will be a very interesting clash, and the umpire's very tempted to, well, he was about to come in and bounce. It'll be an awkward one because it is quite muddy in the centre. Couldn't pick up. A chance now for North Adelaide as Craig gives it to Sims. Long one by Sims. Roberts setting himself, and he's taken the mark.
And did he do it beautifully, Mark? He was caught behind, actually, when the quick ball came in, but he worked his way into the front position, pushed the body back into the opponent, then went forward and took it cleanly in the hands, and there's a lot of experience wrapped up in that particular mark.
He's played every game this year so far, 58 goals on the board for season 1988. Kicked 4 goals, 1 last week, and he's dead set straight in front, and you wouldn't think he could miss it, and he hasn't.
Well, John, just quickly, that's one thing that David Welsby can't afford to do, and that's try and outbody John Roberts, because he'll come out second best every time.
Well, as we suggested, I think John Roberts, with his experience, did it very, very well. He was caught behind when the quick high ball came in from Sims, but he quickly got around into the front, put the behind back into Welsby, held him at bay, then lunged forward to take the clean mark in the hands at the last moment. There's a lot of experience in it, and something Welsby will learn from.
The ball put down now towards Kim Russell. Stolen there by Delina. That's his first touch as he feeds it out nicely to the running player in Moskeni. His pass is a very low one. Makes it hard for Kitsky. He keeps the ball in front of himself. Players working very hard. Eventually into the back of David I there. There's no free kick from that passage of play, and there will be a bounce in that left forward pocket.
Noticeable at this stage, Kim, that Sturt appear to be winning the battle out of the centre at this stage. Not so much the ruck contest, but certainly on the ground.
The ball comes to ground on the outer side. In there is Jarman. He threw that out to Sims, and it was picked up that time. The umpire was in the correct position. It's the second throw North Adelaide have been involved in. The first one to be caught by the umpires. Russell spears out a pass over the head of Whittlesea. Could be costly. This allows Sanders. He feeds out to the running Sims. #1 Rover in the absence of Darryl Hart. His left foot kick is very poor. It goes straight to Darryl Smith. He punched that pass out. It was a magnificent kick, and it found the chest of Scott Field. Look at him bolt. He'll be too quick for Rowe today. The ball's put in high. Strong body work back there. Players dive in. Stacks on the mill, and we'll have a bounce about 25 metres out from the Sturt goal fund. That was front.
Kitchke over the top, picked up by Painter. Quick kick forward, and it should dribble out of bounds. So we've had 8.5 minutes in this first quarter. And what a magnificent crowd. We've already mentioned it, but they are still streaming in, so a lot of people leaving it late. Arnold tried to do that all by himself. Sims tried to get the kick away. Simmons, Jarman, that's Darren. Redden, almost the mark. Reed keeps it in play, but the umpire deemed he was out of bounds when he kicked it. So the boundary throw-in taking place at left half forward for Sturt. 3 goals, Sturt, they're 18 points. North Adelaide 1 goal, and they really did shock them in the early part. Redden and Reynolds. It was a line ball, went to Moskeni. Out it comes to Andrew Jarman, who's the acting captain for North Adelaide today, with Hart out. That's a blow, but I guess that's been countered by the exclusion of Wilmot.
9.5 minutes gone. Sturt 3 goals, 18 points. North 1 goal, 6 points. Sturt currently in 3rd position with 10 wins. North Adelaide in 5th position with 9 wins. Jarman has that ball held to him. Should be a great clash, Delina and Jarman. So too Reynolds and Redden. As Reynolds wins that tap, it goes down towards Jason Rowe. He couldn't take it. A little bit of indecision there. Oh, and a free kick there. Rather soft free kick. The player was already on the ground. And that's Peter Simmons. He gets it out towards David Tiller, who gets a wobbly kick away. It finds Darren Jarman, the loping Darren Jarman. His kick was poor. Gets a fair amount of distance, though, as Bennett snared that nicely. But great pressure applied by Heinrich there. And he certainly is a terrier, Peter Heinrich. Enjoys the rough stuff, just as that gentleman enjoys his pipe. Redden wins that one. Down to Painter. Quick kick away. Tiller leads in the chase, couldn't control it. Andrew Jarman, quick feed to Sanders for Tiller. Well, that's a classic feature of the way North Adelaide play. 3 quick gives. Wellesby did well to get a hand to that. Kupskin there. He's thick into the mud. Wellesby gets a kick away. It comes now out towards Delina. Uses it in pace. He could be in trouble. Oh, great feed. Tremendous feed out towards Popplestone. Now in turn to Scotty Russell. Russell's kick is high. Players set themselves. The ball comes to ground. It's picked up by Scott Field. He gets a kick away. Sturt has the numbers. Lauren Shackey kicked 7 last week. And he's hit the post today.
Well, what endeavour by this Sturt side. The pace, the ability that they've got is absolutely sparkling. They came off that half-back line there. Delina's great handball to Popplestone, to Russell. Down the wing they went to the flank, and Scott Field with his great pace got it to Shackey. He unfortunately hit the post.
Well, Rowe was loose. The kick was meant for Rowe from Arnold, but it was poorly done. And here's a big opportunity as Field kicks the goal. It's just coming round, and it's his second. And that is a bad mistake by Paul Arnold.
Well, it certainly is. You cannot afford to make mistakes like that. Certainly not against a side like Sturt. They've got enthusiasm, they've got confidence, they've got pace, as was demonstrated once again by Scott Field there. They pounce on any mistake, and they're making North Adelaide pay dearly for them at the moment. But apart from that, in the one-on-one clashes, they create their own opportunities and go storming forward on all occasions. They're a very good side.
Well, it won't surprise me to see North Adelaide jump back in this game very quickly. They certainly have an ability to get goals very quickly. Redden wins that tap. Oh, it was a magnificent tap straight down to Stephen Riley. He didn't make the best of it. Now the ball's tapped forward by McWilliam. Back out towards John Riley. Oh, he snared that magnificently. Now the handball over the top. That was poor. Redden, oh, magnificent work by Popplestone, or is that Delina? It's Popplestone. They look very similar. The ball's high. Shackey contesting hard. Tiller in there. Gets it back towards Jarman. He lost his footing. Spilled in there. Moskeni tapped it out to Kim Russell. That's put forward. Oh, poor bounce for Arnold. Oh, look at the pass. The kick was poor. That was brilliant by Kitsky to eye, but the accuracy not there.
Well, gee, it's all happening out there, isn't it, Kim and Mark? It's happening at a great rate of knots. And,
well, John, it's happening that quick we can't get their names out in time.
Well, that's right, but the Sturt side just appears to have that edge in pace and endeavour to the ball.
This time Arnold goes to the outer side of the ground looking for his ruckman Redden, who gave it across to Darren Jarman. Out of the danger zone go North Adelaide. That's out toward Heinrich. I'm sure that's not where he was aiming it at. And Heinrich's got a bit of time as he gets around Bennett easily and then gives it across. And the umpire has had to call it back. And I get the impression it was out of bounds when he handballed it. So that's twice that's happened in this quarter. So the throw-in will take place on the outer side. We've had 13.5 minutes. It's 4-2 plays, 1 goal. And they're getting the stick at the moment, North Adelaide, last year's premiers. And who would have thought at the start of this year that Sturt would be doing this? It's a high kick by Craig. From behind Roberts, Wellesby in front. That's where he's got to be. Coops across to Burton. And Burton has a shot at goal. Has he scored? He has. But it's a behind and they need goals.
When North Adelaide go forward, they need to stem this tide that Sturt have at the moment. They have the edge, the initiative. They seem to be first to the ball. They're using the ball that little bit better. But North Adelaide, as Kim Dillon suggested, will certainly bounce back.
Well, the breeze probably favouring Sturt, but it's very marginal. It's going across the ground, if anything. That was magnificent. He read off the pack by Scott Russell. His kick in towards Lawrence Shackey. Simmons chanced his arm. That was courageous. Clisby in there. The handball out towards Arnold.
Oh.
He farmed that one and went straight to Moskeni. He was under enormous pressure. Now the handball comes out towards Delina. He's caught on the left boot. His kick is high and long, but it's inaccurate. A minor score. Sturt 4 goals, 3. North 1-1.
Carl Delina loves to penetrate down through that half-forward line. Received the good handball from Moskeni, but unfortunately the left foot not quite up to it.
So Rowe kicks the ball back into play this time. Redden from behind. Now he was out of position and Kinchke's taken the mark. And I'm just thinking about Paul Arnold. He's already made about 2 or 3 bad errors. There was another error. This time it was by Sturt.
He was under a lot of pressure then, Mark.
Oh, short. Long one by Sanders. Jarman. Oh, that's beautifully done by the Magarey medalist. Left half forward. Bennett overran it. He's a little frustrated too. Simsey's there. And the ball has been captured by Lennon. So 15.5 minutes gone, and it's an exciting game of football. And there's an air of expectancy all around this beautiful oval here at the Adelaide Oval. Popplestone went without it. Coops tried to handball it out, and he's getting a taste of big-time football, the youngster.
Yes, well, I'd imagine, Mark, it'd definitely be the biggest crowd he's played in front of. He's only played 5 league games, and there'd have to be around 20,000 people here. As Neil Craig kicked that right into that Sturt player, but the ball's come back out to Bruce Lennon, another smother. The desperation's already been a feature. Andrew Jarman, quick feed, out to Stephen Riley, through the back door to David Tiller. His left foot kick is high. Now let's see how the bodywork goes here. Oh, Wellesby took front position, did it well. Good attack on the ball, Kupski in there, and that's full marks to both players from both sides. Tremendous desperation.
Yes, and certainly a big problem there for young David Wellesby. He's only young. Bruce Lennon alongside him in the pocket is young, but gee, they play above their years at times. 20
points the difference in favour of Sturt. The veteran, Smith, and also Sims, 2 veterans. And it goes to Smith. In the back pocket at the moment. A lot of experience. And he's played big-time football before. So goes toward Reynolds, and Reynolds is outmarked this time. Who's in a better position was Redden. Back it goes towards Smith, now over his head. Wellesby and Roberts. Good persistence by Wellesby. That will be an interesting duel. Lennon pushed it across to Smith. It's bottled up in the left forward pocket. There's a free kick. It's a push in the back. And it's going the way of Sturt. Sorry, Kim.
No, just perhaps a little lucky then, Daryl Smith. He was already on the ground, so it was pretty hard to get into his back when he was already on the carpet. He played it well. He had his body over the ball. That's the main thing. 27 plays 7. 17 minutes gone. The short pass finds Delina. Max Parker back into the lineup after that broken thumb or finger. Delina's kick is not a long one. Front position will be important. Shaki got there first. It's well picked up there by David Eye. Kicks around his body. Now let's see the pace. And look at him run. He'll charge his arm. He's exciting to watch. That's his second bounce. He's kicked 2. Oh, and he's let himself down badly, but it's found the chest of Kitsky. Well, fortune favours the brave.
Arnold can't believe it. He can't believe his luck.
Well, he was unlucky. He certainly was, because
he expected to see it go over his head, I think.
Well, Scott Field was desperately going, or definitely going for goal, but you can see what was going to happen. Then he was going to out-position Rowe, then bolt towards the white post. Kitsky kicks his second, set up by Scott Field. Sturt looked very good in this opening quarter. They're on 5-3-33, leading North 1-1-7.
Well, Scott Field and Damien Kitsky certainly featuring in affairs down there at the moment. They both kicked 2 goals. The other one has come to Scott Russell dashing down off his wing. But a couple of big features here in favour of the Sturt side at the moment is their ability firstly to win the ball, move it with length and direction, and win it off hands as Scott Field did then, and used his great pace. And just as we talk, Jason Rowe leaves the field and Roger Carlaw comes on to take his defensive position.
Gee, didn't take long to make a move, Mike Noonan. So already a bit of panic, although we are anticipating there, but the scoreboard tells the story. Up towards centre half forward. That's good play by Heinrich, and that was good vision. Scott Russell, short, Painter, finger tipper, it's eye in fact. And this Rover, who's had such a good year for Sturt, looking for leads up forward. He decides to go to the right forward pocket over the top of Scott Russell's head. In fact, Kim Russell, and it's out of bounds in that right forward pocket. So it's a big, big lead at the moment. We've played 19 minutes of the first quarter. It's 6-3-33. North Adelaide, 1 goal, 7 points. Back it comes, Painter. Got the handball out. This is dangerous. There's a chance for Tiller as he gets it across to Clisby. And they're cool under the crisis. Jarman. Good pressure by Delina. And it's out of bounds.
Andrew Jarman still deep in defence, and North Adelaide certainly not out of trouble. Jarman with a little bit of magic. Kicks now down to the centre wing. Peter Bennett's in there, up high, up hands. Cook's tried to take it, but into the pack it goes. Bennett in there fighting hard as well, and gee, whenever that ball hits the ground, there's a pile of players on it. They're desperate to win it.
Do you get the impression, John, that we wouldn't have got as big a crowd here if it had been North Port or North Nord? It's great to see another side in the 5 or in the 6 that we haven't seen for so many years.
Certainly is, and they deserve to be there. Here they go again. Delina, quick handball out to Scott Russell. Quick left foot kick to a vacant half-forward position. It bounces and runs through. Here's a chance for Kim Russell. Quickly tackled by Carlo into the right forward pocket. And well, that's given holding the man. The tackle was good enough to dislodge the ball, and Carlo, unfortunately, perhaps held onto the tackle a little bit long. Well, that's the way it was adjudged. And Kim Russell has the chance from some 25 metres out to bring up yet another goal for Sturt. They're currently on 5 goals 3, leading North Adelaide 1 goal 1. This is Kim Russell's first attempt. 45-degree angle, 25 metres out, but the kick is not up to the mark. Sturt now moved to 5 goals 4, 34, leading North Adelaide 1 goal 1 7.
21 minutes gone. David Tiller to take the kick in. In fact, it's Paul Arnold. I apologise. The ball comes to ground. There's Tiller. He handled that straight out to Delina. Let's see what Arnold does this time. Oh, it's a strong spoil, but the ball comes down to Lawrence Shack. He lines up the goal. Well, he had his kicking boots on last week, but so far today he's kicked 2 points, and possibly they both should have been goals.
What a find he is for this Sturt side. The big centre half forward takes the marks, kicks the goals, but also moves very well on the ground, as he indicated on that occasion. The snap, though, just offline.
He's a real competitor.
So Paul Arnold sizing up the situation, picking his options, and he goes straight down the centre. It's Reynolds and also Redden, and Reynolds juggled the mark.
Redden.
Sorry, what did I say?
Reynolds.
Oh, sorry.
They're pretty close.
I knew who it was.
Well, they're the same height, just different jumpers.
So Redden kicks toward the centre of the ground. Out comes Max Parker, and he's taken the mark. Well, they really have surprised this North Adelaide side of Sturt. Sanders, who also shows a lot of pace. John Riley, welcome return into that right forward pocket. Wellesby's way out in front of Roberts, and he's taken the mark, and this will be a big test for Wellesby, although he has had a few big tests over the last 2 or 3 weeks, but an important one for him today. Craig wasn't sure where to handball that, and eventually the free kick will go Sturt's way.
Yeah, another example there of just how much pressure Sturt have got this side under. North Adelaide usually very skillful under pressure, but having a little bit of trouble coming to terms with the Sturt pressure at the moment.
Well, it's a feature of the Blues game. They're quick to the ball and they're quick to the opponent. Delino, another kick, getting on top of Jarman, puts it out. Oh, great mark, Kitsky. Superb mark. Well, he had the drop on his opponent, moved in smoothly, eyes on the ball all the way, and also had that obvious height advantage. Fair way out, though. He's already kicked 2 goals. This would take his very best kick. Oh, it's not a bad kick. It's a magnificent kick. It never looked like missing. Damien Kitsky has kicked 3 goals in the absence of Ian Wilmot today. The Blues march on their merry way. They're on 6-5-41, leading North 1-1-7. We've had 23.5 minutes.
Well, when you look at the situation, Ian Wilmot having to pull out of the side at the last moment due to that operation. He's kicked 47 goals for the year, so you think it's going to leave a fair-sized hole. But Sturt have got goal-kicking options all around the forward line. Already Scott Field's got a couple. Damien Kitsky's got 3 now. And Lawrence Shackey, of course, is very capable also.
Well, Kitsky's giving Arnold the stick at the moment. We'll give Paul something to think about. Whittlesey gets one in the back and he'll get the free kick, and they're going to go forward again. And I can tell you, if you're a Sturt barracker, it's not getting monotonous. Right forward pocket, out comes Carlaw. He judges it okay. 6 or 8 weeks ago, he was out with a damaged leg. Short one, and a big chance here for Cooks to put one on the board, and a very, very much needed one as far as North Adelaide is concerned. .24.5 minutes gone. And it's 6-5, plays 1-1. And a bit of pressure on this youngster now, because this would be very handy indeed. The kick on its way, and he's dragged it across, and it's a behind.
North Adelaide need goals. They've got to stem the tide, and they just showed then perhaps a good way to try and do it. Carlo stormed out of defence there, and the long, direct, purposeful kick to Parker, they've got to quickly up onto Coops. But that's what they've got to do. What Sturt are doing, long and then work off it.
Bruce Lennon drives that up the middle. Certainly is the quickest way home. Tiller gets a quick feed out to Sanders, to the running Burton, caught on the left boot. He lines up the goals. This looks promising on. Great desperation. Forced over the line, much to the appreciation of this huge crowd here. And it's on Popplestone. It's on the half-forward flank here. And we've noticed in recent weeks that Robbie Popplestone, he's not worried about having a dip against the opposition, if need be.
This is Wellesby. It's a lovely-looking kick. Bennett is out there. Comes to Burton. No, he's going to let Redden do the work. Burton look for the handball. Comes to Coops. He's dragged down. Parker. Ordinary handball by Max. Redden handballs out. Tiller. Still with Tiller. Good persistence. Coops. Set shot at goal. And he's put it through. And do you think they didn't need that?
Well, somewhat of an understatement there, Mark. Well, North Adelaide now move on to 2 goals, 3. It's 15 points. They're trailing Sturt are on 6 goals, 5. And young Coops is working hard around that half-forward line, making himself available, getting on the end of handballs. But it's a different North Adelaide to what we've become used to over recent years. They haven't got the smoothness, they haven't got the sureness of the attacking movements because they're under extreme pressure. But well done, young David Coops, making himself available and picking up his first goal.
41 points, plays 15 points. Jarman tried to steal that out of the centre, but it was better stolen by Painter. He gets over towards Whittlesey. Whittlesey kick is high. Players set themselves once more. Oh, courageous play by Carlaw. And he got the feed out towards Simmons. In turn out to Tiller. Caught on the right boot. Put under a lot of pressure there. Now it's picked up by Darren Jarman. Out towards Andrew Jarman. Been beaten in this first term. Good spoil by Smith. Peter Reid in there working hard. And eventually we'll have a bounce on the half-forward line, northern end.
Yes, that is an interesting clash between Andrew Jarman and Carl Delina. Carl Delina, the pacier, running-type player. Jarman, the good use of the ball type. Stephen
Riley crashing his way through. Being played as a second rover today. That's been taken by Popplestone. Painter got it over towards Smith. In turn, he fed it out to Kim Russell. He has one player to beat. That's John Riley. Got it over to Moskeny. Back to Kim Russell. They're moving well. Another attack is looming. That was wide of Shackey. The ball paddled over the line by Trevor Clisby, and he's a player that's also had his hands full in this opening term.
Certainly has, because Lawrence Shackey is moving around well down there. But what about the precision way that the Sturt side moves that ball forward? Several handballs, all going forward, all hitting the mark, and they're progressing all the way.
26 points the difference. The Double Blues lead. Sims fell over at the psychological moment. And Scotty Field infringed, so Sims will take the free kick. So last year's premiers under pressure in the early part of this game. Simmons, and that wasn't a big kick. Russell, handball, a long one. Kim, it was Brent, got from Scott, and Field has it in the right forward pocket, and there are players running all over the place. And Scott Field has already kicked 2, so he's been one of the danger men.
Well, we saw Kitski kick one from further out, Mark, but the angle was better.
Field originally named on the interchange bench. Oh, that's a lovely kick. What a lovely kick by Scott Field, and he gets his third. And Sturt can do no wrong.
Well, he certainly can't, Mark. And you mentioned that was a lovely kick. Well, that was an absolute gem. But the way the Sturt ball of moving the ball once again has set it all up. They bounced down this grandstand side centre wing. The 2 Russells were involved. The precision pass across to Scott Field. He was pondering his options for a while, but in the end decided he had to go back and have a go. What a beautiful kick for his third.
Well, the breeze has lifted the last 5 or 10 minutes. It's definitely favouring the Blues, and I'd say it's worth possibly about 2 goals at this stage, as the free kick is won by Neil Craig. Craig looking for options down the ground. The kick is high. Peter Bennett's his target. Lennon stands his ground well. Didn't quite take that mark. Well done, Moskeny. He's having a good first term. He drops it out to Scott Russell. Field takes it. Oh, he handballed it in the face of Roger Carlaw. We'll have a throw in on the grandstand wing here. 29.5 minutes gone. Been a great first quarter. The feature's been the pace in the sure ball handling, and that's another feature there. That was Redden down to Jarman out towards Sanders. That was brilliant play. Now Reed. Oh, Darren Jarman, 2 grabs, not paid correctly so. He needs support. No, he doesn't. He's got too much talent. Well done, Darren Jarman. Drives towards goal. Here's a chance. What a magnificent solo performance, Darren Jarman. Take a bow. Oh, hang on.
Free kick.
Free kick. Well, John Roberts has infringed, and North Adelaide supporters not happy at all. And that's most unfortunate for Darren Jarman, because that was a magnificent passage of play.
Pretty unfortunate for North Adelaide too, because it did look to be a goal, but there was that infringement in the square.
Well, it was a goal until the infringement.
Yeah, exactly. Oh no, what a spectacular goal it would have been, but they've got a chance to put one on the board here. As their big ruckman, Redden, the farmer, 35 metres out. That kick is not going to make the distance. It's spraying across the face of goal. Roberts is there. He tried to read it off the pack, and it's out of bounds in the left forward pocket.
Yes, well, as you say, Mark, unfortunate for North Adelaide, but in particular Darren Jarman, as you say, take your hat off to him. Displayed his skills to their absolute maximum and having a shot at that particular one, but unfortunate, didn't work.
Max Parker got that one down to Lennon. He's having a good first term as well. North Adelaide yet to set up any real clear winner in that first term. Well, on the other hand, Sturt have had a number of very good players. Parker, good body work. Free kick's been picked out, and it is awarded to Stephen Sims.
Well, that's a bit of a, well, I don't know quite what to call that one. Bit fortunate, Sims, I think. There goes the siren to end the first term, but he threw the hands in the air. It was touched, but gee, there was nothing much in it.
Well, the word you were looking for, John, was an evener-upperer.
Yep.
If that is a word, but you didn't want to say it. Sims has kicked the goal, so as the game progresses, we'll see how important that ends up being. North Adelaide are trailing Sturt a 7-5-47. North 3 goals, 3-19. Try 21.
Well, Sturt continued to lead the way, and at three-quarter time, the Blues led by 23 points. We rejoin the match at the 6-minute mark of the final term. Sturt, it's going to Shackey, who kicked 7 goals last week. Hasn't come quite that today. Oh, what a mark taken by Kitschke, and that's the second mark that he's taken today that has been a magnificent leap. And what a time for Kitschke to take a mark and have a shot at goal. Is he too far out, John?
I think he may be just outside his limit and need his very, very best kick, but he'll certainly drop it into the square, and Lawrence Shackey is heading in that direction at the moment, so too Big Reynolds.
So he's kicked 4 so far, Kitschke, 3 in the first, 1 in the second. It's a pretty good looking kick. It's going to fall just short. Craig judges it, and he'll run this ball out of defence.
Craig placed that ball on the ground, safety first. He drives it in long. He was looking for Burton, but a good mark taken there by Barry Scholl. And I think this lad possesses quite a deal of skill as well, even though that's a wobbly kick, and it's been taken by Kupsk. Or Kupsk. Either way, he's quite talented as well. It's a nice looking kick, a better kick. Parker was his target. Arnold a long way down the ground, should be first there. Trying to sock it off the ground, couldn't do so. In there is Barry Scholl, did that well. Got a... Oh, wow, you're joking. Oh, David Schultz.
He kicked it.
Oh, no, that was terrible. The sun must have been in his eyes. We'll give him the benefit of the doubt because... Oh,
he kicked the ball.
I know he did. Roberts! Big lead. Well, we mentioned before, you just need that lucky decision, and it can often swing the pendulum in your favour, and that was unbelievable. He's the only one that really wanted the ball.
Certainly was, Kim, young Barry Scholl. All right, he was grabbed, but he got the ball to his boot effectively. It was a very quick decision, and the kick going in now is placed beautifully for a strong mark from John Roberts. This guy's kicked 5 goals for the game so far. He could be a big telling factor.
Well, those decisions happen in football. That'll never change. Let's see if North Adelaide can capitalise. Roberts has kicked his 6th goal, so after a very quiet first half, only kicking 2 in the first half, he's kicked 4 in the second, and North Adelaide getting right back in this. Sturt 14-10-94. North Adelaide 11-12-78.
Well, we've had 8.5 minutes of this final term. The only score that's been put on the board is to North Adelaide, and they've in fact added 1 goal, 1. Well, that's not brilliant scoring, but it is a tight, hard, absorbing battle at the moment. North are behind. They have the advantage of the breeze, and they are holding on and clawing their way back into it. The difference is only 16 points.
A real test of character now for Sturt, because North Adelaide are well within striking distance. 16 points the difference.
Well, Mark, we saw at the start of that third term, they had 3 or 4 goals in a matter of about 6 or 7 minutes, and it can happen again.
Players bottle it up in the centre. That's Wellesby on the bottom of the pack, who did such a good job in the first half on Roberts, but then he kicked those very quick 3 goals in the third term, and Reid went back onto Roberts. So the shadow's starting to come across the Adelaide Oval. Jack Painter gets one forward very quickly. Out it goes to Whittlesey and also Rowe. Whittlesey showing a bit of pace. Delina comes in from the side of the pack, and the umpire once again will come in and ball that up on the outer side. 14 goals, 10, 94 Sturt. North Adelaide 11 goals, 12, 78. We've played 10 minutes of this, the last quarter, and a place in the 5 at stake. Quick kick forward. Kitschke almost the mark. Good ground skills for a big fellow, and Shackie's kicked a goal, and the crowd erupts.
Well, that shows the advantage of those 2 big fellas up forward for Sturt. Not only as far as height and their ability to contest in the air, but they're also mobile and they're very agile for big fellas. They combined brilliantly on that occasion. Kitschke coming out from full forward, contested the mark, recovered very quickly and snapped it up. Shackie was going past from centre half forward, the quick handball, and he ran into the open goal to put his second on. Now, that's a bit of a steady up from Sturt. The test now is thrown right down to North Adelaide.
Nearly 11 minutes gone. Peter Bennett about to come back onto the ground. 15-10, 100, plays 11-12, 78. Jarman gets the clearing kick away. It eludes McWilliam. It's picked up nicely by Craig. He bursts his way through, chips back around his body out looking for young Coops, and he takes a good mark. And we saw Damien Kitschke kick one from here in the first term. Coops has already kicked one. Would need his best kick. 11 minutes gone. A 22-point advantage to the Blues. Oh, he was very balanced and very smooth in his approach. And therefore, he's kicked truly. That's a very good kick by the youngster. Paul Arnold leaving the ground. Peter Bennett coming on. Nearly 12 minutes gone. 100 plays, 84.
Another change taking place. Barry Scholl coming up and Kim Russell going onto the ground, and that won't hurt the Sturt girls. Kim Russell, a very good player, but as you mentioned, Kim, that was a great kick by young Coops off his half-forward flank. Went well back, ran straight and directed the goal, kicked straight through the ball. A very good goal for his second.
Back to 16 points in favour of Sturt. So they answered the challenge, and then so too did North Adelaide with a quick goal, a quick reply. David I working feverishly. And once again, there'll be a ball up in that centre patch, which looks pretty ordinary, really, although it's not wet. It'd be awkward to bounce, no doubt. Wellesby. And it'll be another ball up. So can they hang on, the Double Blues? They've shown right throughout the last probably 10 weeks that they are going to be a force this year. And they've shown for half of the game that they will be a force, but they just fell away in that third term. Out wide, Delina takes a fingertip. He had to stretch every fibre for that one. So Carl Delina looking for his options up forward. Now Reynolds is lurking on the half-forward flank. Redden is with him, and that's exactly where he goes. Redden from behind. Reynolds was in front, picked up now by Field, who had a wonderful first half. And Wellesby's taken the mark, and the man that was shifted off of Roberts from one end has a chance to kick a goal up the other end.
And that was brilliantly done by Scott Field, Mark. He came out of that pack over there. He was hard against the boundary line. Shackie was heading into the goal square with Rowe in close attention, but the vision was saw Shackie out the corner of his eye. Well, Wellesby, in fact, had got the ball brilliantly to him.
And look at this lad concentrate. A lot of pressure, a lot of nerves, and he's got it. Oh, he's got it.
Well, that's the first one to David Wellesby. He's pretty pleased, says to his teammates, as Mark Acer said, he's got it. But going back to the previous passes that led to that goal, Scott Field battled hard, won the ball, and he was caught up against that boundary line out under the scoreboard there. Shaggy was heading in towards the square with an opponent, but wandering in behind was David Wellesby, and the vision was good from Scottfield. Got it to him nicely, and David Wellesby capped it off, and the difference is now 22 points in favour of the Blues.
14 minutes gone. Reynolds opposed to Redden. Redden, I should say, charged in. Now it's taken by Kim Russell. The kick around the body. John Painter couldn't pick it up cleanly. He pushed in the back. And Jason Rowe being rather enthusiastic once more. And Jason, you want to be careful because it's Sturt's ball.
And Sturt is showing tremendous maturity here despite the tender years of some of its players.
And the handball from Painter out to Heinrich, who's moved right down from the half-back line. Jackie couldn't take it. Players working feverishly at the bottom of the pack there. Clisby tried to break his way out, couldn't do so. We'll have a bounce, only about 30 metres out from the Sturt goal. 16-10, 106. North, 12-12, 84. Tremendous crowd here at Adelaide Oval, about 17,000 people as the ball's put out towards Scott Russell. He couldn't pick the ball up. He was pushed still. He appeared to be in the side to me.
Yeah, I agree with you, Kim. It appeared to be in the side. He was down over the ball. The player attacked him from the side and moved him off it. And, didn't really see too much wrong, but there's been a couple of decisions like that have gone both ways today.
Yes, there has. It's a pity it happens. You've got to expect hard body contest when games are as pressure-packed as this. Oh, Scott Russell put his boot right into that. That's a mammoth kick, and Scotty Russell's kicked his third goal. The Blues now lead by 28 points. We've had 15 and a half minutes of this final term.
Well, what can you say? Sturt side today has done everything. They've shown all the football skills, and kicking has certainly been one of them. And that shot into a slight breeze by Scott Russell from deep out in that pocket was an exceptional kick. It was his third goal. I mentioned a while ago that some of these young Sturt side are showing tremendous maturity, and they certainly are to withstand the challenge that North have thrown at them.
And you can hear everyone around the Oval chanting the double Blues, and at the moment they're on top. There's a long way to go, but they've certainly got the ascendancy back. And the free kick goes to John Riley, a former captain of North Adelaide, goes wide. Andrew Jarman's tried his heart out. He's tried to lift his side. He's acting captain today with heart out. Out it goes wide. Rowe does the shepherding, gets rid of Painter as Carlaw centres it. And Smith, the veteran's taken the mark. And he's about to clear for the double Blues. So Darryl Smith, deep in defence, goes short, gives it to Popplestone. They can sense victory, but they can't rest. Now, Wellesby was loose at centre-half forward, or centre-half back, but he decides to go wide to the outer side. And Carl Delina has had a great season. So Delina slowing things right down, as well he might. The pressure right back on North Adelaide now. Out it goes, Reynolds, well, they're just gradually moving this ball up toward a more scoreable position. And Reynolds has a look up forward and then kicks awfully. Russell, round his body, here's a chance for them. Whittlesey, the double Blues captain. Shaggy getting himself set. No, couldn't take the mark. It comes to the side of the pack. Wellesby falls over in the psychological moment. Kitchke a chance. He's 25 metres out, and I reckon that could be it. Sturt, race away. That's Kitchke's fifth.
Well, what a brilliant effort by the big fella. Great work from Sturt to work the ball in towards full forward. It came off hands, and we've mentioned the height, the mobility, and the agility of these big fellas that stirred up forward on many occasions. Never more was it more evident than on that occasion. A big Kitchke almost loped in, snapped it up in one hand, did the big turn, straightened the body and put it through for his fifth goal, and that's no good.
Great advertisement for South Australian football, that game at the Adelaide Oval. Sturt ran out 46-point winners, 2012, 132, defeating last year's premiers 12-14, 86.